Okay, thanks to Marine Money for organizing another year of successful event. And thanks to everyone who stayed to the end of the program today. This is the last panel of today's session. The topic of the panel is deal structure and the sector favorites in 2024. So we at NorthCape actually have observed Chinese leasing being one of gradually developing into a major capital source in the global ship finance market. We saw them first started in 2012. At that time, there was only 5 or 6 very active ship lessors. But now until today, over about 10 years development, there has been about 30 active players in the market. We also have observed, especially after COVID, that Chinese lessors are getting very creative in terms of coming up with flexible ship finance structures. So today, I'm very honored to be joined by 4 very experienced ship finance bankers from 4 leasing companies. So please welcome me to invite them to introduce themselves and then which shipping company, ship lessors they represent, and the shipping portfolio they have at the moment, and number of vessels they own.
Do you want exact numbers?
Roughly.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Of course, at the right beginning, I want to thank Marine Money to invite me again. I was in the Hong Kong conference last year and participated in another panel. I remember around September something. And I'm Charlie from BOCOM Leasing. Did you mention the size of our portfolio?
Yeah, roughly the size or number of vessels also, okay.
Okay. I can update the current portfolio. Our shipping is about like $21 billion by the end of last 2 months ago, the third quarter, which I believe will be very close to BNP Paribas. We will rank the second largest financial institution to support shipping business by the end of last year by Marine Money. I saw that magazine of last year in New York. It was amazing for BOCOM Leasing. And we did a great job this year. Our net book grow about like $3.5 billion this year, and we can, I think, maintain the top tier in the shipping financing industry, I think. And our portfolio of shipping include every single type of vessels. So generally speaking, we have 4 major types of vessels, including container ships, tankers, all kinds of gas carriers, dry bulkers, etc. And also we have like specialized vessels, including PCTC, heavy lifts, even cruise ship, one of the cruise ships. Okay.
It's very pressured to sit close to Charlie every time because his company. My name is Ceasar from CMB Financial Leasing, and our company have a portfolio of 10 billion US dollar, around about that number, and it is very same as our big brother BOCOM. We have a very diversified portfolio, including even except offshore assets. So we are very, very happy, and we are very feel very pleased to have a so balanced portfolio, which benefits us quite a lot. And maybe for you.
Thanks, Mr. And my name is Zhang from SPDB FL. And regarding the portfolio of SPDB finance leasing, we now have around 110 vessels, and our portfolio amount is reached about $3 billion US. And for 2024, our funding amount is around $1 billion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wilson. And first, I need to thank you, Kelvin. Thank you, Marmane, for inviting me to come here to represent my company, AVIC Leasing. And Kelvin, seriously, you did a really good job. You picked a really big day. I'm wonder if any U.S. citizen, come to attend the meeting. If there is, it means the Marmane is more important than the election, right? Okay, back to the question. I come from AVIC Leasing, and AVIC Leasing's total portfolio is close to Mr. Zhang Jun's company. It's close to $3 billion. And in this year, we also did a good job, and we just fulfilled all the budget close to $1 billion. And the 1/3 of the total portfolio is bulk carriers, and other is another 1/3 is tankers, include crude oil, product oil, and also gas carriers. And the rest 1/3 is containers and other types of vessels. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I think all the 4 lessors today, actually, they have been quite active before COVID. It's not a surprise to see that they have a very sizable portfolio. My first question will be, what is now the asset finance focus these days in your company? Is there any asset that you would particularly be interested in, or is there any asset that you would for sure will not touch? And just now, I think some of the panelists mentioned about offshore, and this is also an area that I want to ask about, because offshore market has been doing quite well, actually, over the past 2 years. And we have seen many offshore ship operators or drilling companies now looking for financing. And so is there any interest in financing this type of asset? And also, there are other so-called offshore assets, such as FLNG and FPSO. So I would like to hear your view. Whichever.
It's okay, I think. Actually, BOCOM Leasing is a very diversified financial ship owner. To be honest, we don't have any specific appetite for the ships. But we have different models and different perspectives to look at different ships. I think our preference is whether those ships have long-term charter. This is from, I think, most of the leasing companies in China are sponsored by the banks. So we are sharing the same perspective as our parent group. So first of all, we need to look at whether the ship is bearing a long-term charter from reliable company. This is the most important thing. Because BOCOM has run this shipping business for many years, slightly longer than our peers. And we've seen the downside ever since from 2007, 2008. So we are very cautious about the volatility about the market and the fluctuation about the building price and second-hand price. So first of all, whether they have a long-term charter from a reliable name, which means they have got plenty of cash flow from the project to avoid any, I think, downside about the market. So for this year, our portfolio grown significantly in the gas carrier market, especially LNG. This was not only because we have a positive forecast and outlook for LNG market in APA market, but also I think that most of the LNG projects, they are bearing a long-term charter from those major oil companies. As I mentioned, the $3.5 billion we have net growth in this year. Almost half of that come from LNG market. And we see container ship market has less. Of course, we saw lots of new investing, but because of the major liners, they still have plenty of cash in their hands. So I think there will be less incentives for them to come to the leasing houses to look for financing currently. And for tankers, I just have a discussion with some of my customers outside this conference call. Because of Trump wins the election, we may have some concern about the tanker market, because he always claims that he's gonna shut down those wars and the conflicts in the world. So maybe have some slightly negative impact on that. But I believe the presidency of Trump will benefit the gas market. United States is a major exporter of LNG and the ethane market. And yeah, that's some of my perspective. Okay.
Sure.
Because we don't have any outstanding portfolio in offshore, I will pass this question to my. Yeah.
Okay, Ceasar, please.
You always leave the hardest one to me. So may I use Chinese to solve this problem? 其实和前面查理说的，这个大的逻辑是一样的，就是我们租赁公司都有3个 pillar，第一个是资产本身，第二个是它背后的租约，第三个是它这个运营的公司本身的资信。那我想就是在各种各样的资产面前，其实我们看的不仅仅是资产本身，而是这资产背后谁去运营它，谁有一个比较成熟的 business model， 谁有着非常长久绵长的运营的历史，这样的公司是我们可以依靠的，是我们可以共同成长的。这个是最基础、最重要的一个逻辑在里面。所以把它延伸到 offshore 上面去，的确现在这个 offshore 的市场很多人都在探讨，但是我们应该是这么说，无论它是 offshore 也好，或者是刚才 Berlin 这个 PPT 上面说到的一些 niche market， 一些包括 cruise 也好，包括 PCT、TC 也好，我们背后看是要有一个成熟的商业模型，就是它的这个商业的这个玩法是不是可持续，是不是 sustainable， 这个才是最重要的。但是我们是需要花时间去了解整个这个产业链它是怎么运作的，它里面会不会有一些问题，会不会有一些风险，这个是我们每个租赁公司都是需要去考虑的。所以这个才是我们对于 offshore 的态度，我们是一个开放的态度对于这样的资产，当然前提是我们必须得先把它先得学会，才能够躬身进入这样一个局里面去，这就是我们的想法。
Okay, so basically what Ceasar was saying that in short, CMB Leasing is open to consider financing offshore asset, but there are 3 main factors that they would consider. One is the employment of the asset, one is the type of the asset, and then the last one is who is being the operator, which is very important. So these are the main logic behind whether they will look at the financing for this type of asset or not. And overall, they are open. Yeah.
谢谢。那个孙总，那个紧接着这个交银和招银刚才讲的这个话题，那么其实作为普银租赁来讲，我们的逻辑呢其实都是相通的。就是从我们的角度来讲，我们可能也会看租约、看船舶，以及看客户的这个资信，这个也是3个最基本的这个业务能否成功的这么一个要素。那么，但是作为普银租赁是2018年开始做船舶租赁业务的。那么自从那个时候呢，其实我们主要的这个业务方向呢，还是放在散机油气这4大主要的这个船型上面。但是到现在为止呢，我们发现这个船价可能越走越高。那么从选择资产的这个角度来讲，难度也是不断的在提升的。那么从我们的角度来讲，当这个船价足够高，以及产生了一些这个信用风险，或者说船价本身的资产风险的时候，那么我们可能会去放眼，把这个目光拓得更宽一点。那么就像那个 Miss 孙刚才讲的，那么是不是 offshore 这个offshore 这个船舶的这个领域，我们是不是可以更开放的去看一下？ 那么我们也知道，自从2022年开始，那么 offshore 这个市场呢，实际上已经慢慢的走出了这个比较困难的这么一个阶段。那么到2024年今天为止呢，我们认为 offshore 的这个些船舶呢，可能无论是从租金也好，还是从利率，还是从那个利用率来讲，那么可能都达到了一个就是阶段性的一个，或者说至少已经从困难的中爬出来了。那么从这个角度讲呢，我们可能也会在资产选择上面多看一眼就是 offshore 类型的这种资产。那么在中间呢，首先我们会考虑背后的这个租约是不是足够的强劲，那么其次是资产的价格是否足够的便宜，或者说是否足够的合理。那么第三个可能会考虑这个客户 offshore 的owner， 他是不是有足够强的这个运营能力、运营实力。那么通过这些传统的船型的辨别，以及 offshore 领域的这些新型的这种新的这个业态出现，那么我们想可能在未来的这个一段时间，我们会更多的这个去关注这些特殊的这种市场。谢谢。
Yeah, just in short, I think SPDB share the view of CMB. They're also open to look at financing offshore asset. And in particular that historically they've been focusing on conventional shipping asset, while the asset prices has been quite inflated in today's market. So which forced them to also looking into other sectors while the asset risk is not as high, which is also supported by stable cash flow. So they are now open to gradually also look into the offshore sector.
Well, first I to say that at this moment I focused more on the counterparty and then the assets, because technically you are doing business with people with assets, not doing business with assets. So, yeah, thank you. So good counterparty is very helpful, especially help you to cross the cycle. Especially at this moment, maybe a pivot point will come or already has come. So definitely you need to choose a decent counterparty. As to the asset aspect, I'd like to use the word liquidity. I think assets with good liquidity is easy to be traded at a reasonable price and at a reasonable time, and also help you to get through the harsh time. So easy answer is assets with good liquidity and the control of good counterparties. And I mentioned the offshore section. Offshore section definitely I don't think it's lack of liquidity, but not has a lot of liquidity. So at this moment, maybe I will not really take care of this section. But like there are a parallel between the counterparty and the assets. If I compromise in the asset part, definitely I need to make a huge makeup in the counterparty part. So not totally closed, but not opened as my peers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My next question, I think everyone will be very interested to hear, is about pricing. Over the past 2 years, we have observed that the ship finance market in China is getting quite competitive. Well, we've seen that pricing or margin has been coming down. This is partially because of the competition among the lessors in the domestic Chinese market, and also because of the competition with certain Western banks who has been coming back actually after COVID, has been offering very aggressive terms to their core clients. So my question is, where do you see this trend going in the future? Do you think there's room for pricing to come down further for top tier clients? Or if, say, taking into consideration that SOFR or interest rate is currently at a high level, will very likely to come down, even though we don't know when that will be, but assuming that this interest rate will come down in the near future, do you think then that the pricing or margin will actually go up to compensate the reduction in the interest rate?
Okay. I was a treasurer for BOCOM Leasing for many years. So I recall when our company first time borrowed the dollar from China Exim Bank, that time the LIBOR was like below 1%. So what I remember was the benchmark rate and the margin, they have like a seesaw effect. So when the benchmark rate hikes and the margin will goes down, and now we are facing the benchmark rates highly probably going down further, especially with the election of result come out today. Trump is, I think, is a low interest rate supporter, and he wants to take control about the Federal Reserve. That's why the Federal Reserve postponed their meeting one day to see the results. And when we foreseen the interest will go down further, and I think the margin, I don't think the margin will go even like narrow in the future. At least I think it will remain stable. And for bank-sponsored leasing company, we have our pricing methodology. We are adopting, for example, into our pricing model to reflect the different credibility of our client and the different, for example, loss given default for different types of asset. You are a banker before, right? And but I think for Chinese leasing company, we are not adopting like Basel IV theory, methodology, etc. So I think China, especially leasing society, still will have large advantage than European and American banks, especially when the Basel IV, like when it is applicable for the European banks. And in terms of pricing, I think it also depends on the different stage about leasing companies. We have seen many our new players, they can offering very competitive pricing than us, right? Because I think we have experienced such kind of, like we call it the nursery stage about the company. When the company management want to cultivate or develop or boost their shipping sector, they will have some special internal policy for their shipping business. Maybe 3 to 5 years of babysitting. But for developed leasing companies or more matured, and we are seeking for and pursuing minimum return on wasted assets, minimum at least comparable ROE with our parent bank, like CMB, SPDB. We are seeking for the same, at least the same ROE return. Otherwise, our shareholder will question us whether we are going to like inject more capital to you. Why we want to support your business if you cannot compete the bank's business. Yeah, that's all I think I want to share with in front of you.
Thank you.
就像蔡总刚才说的，第一点就是这2年的确我们在资金端，无论是哪一家金租公司，都是有了一个非常长足的进步。这也就是为什么我们可以提供给客户，越来越具有竞争力的价格的底气之所在。这是第一点，就我想这是这个问题的正面的这个方面。其实孙文之前跟我讨论过这个 topic， 我说我们有必要在这个 panel 上面展开讨论吗？这总有一种比武招亲的这种感觉。因为从另外一方面，我们也注意到了一些 case， 刚才蔡总也都提到了，特别是一些新进来的新的我们的一些朋友。在市场上面，就是在一些 case 上面爆出一些非常 surprising 的价格。怎么说呢？我觉得这个最大的 driven 还是公司的一个发展策略。其实这个问题问我们都不合适，应该是问公司的高层，他究竟是要怎么样的一个增长？他的 budget 是多少？他今年准备扩展自己的 portfolio 是一个什么样的计划？这个必须得根据这个走，这才是这个问题的本质。但是就我们公司，因为每家公司的想法都不一样，各有各的状态。但是以我们招银金租的 这个一个原则或者是宗旨来说的话，我们还是希望能够有一个健康的、可持续的发展，因为极有可能今天的业绩会变成明天的负担。那个今天所做的一切事情，回过头来看，是对是错，很难去判断。所以说，我们还是希望，就是至少是我们会在每一个 case 上面报出一个合理的价格，在自己的能力范围之内，和给到客户一个最好最有竞争力的价格。那至于实在是这个有些价格是偏离我们正常水平之外的话，那我们还是把最好的祝愿，这个送给我们的竞争对手。
I think Caesar's answer is very philosophical. So what he's trying to say is that I guess CMB is not intending to compete always on pricing, right? So, okay.
还有一句话就是我前面刚刚想到，因为今天是在我们上海这边办 Money， 那么这么一个这个国际化的会议，同时又是在我们的这个故乡这里办，之前有一部很火的电视剧，可能在座的很多朋友都看到过，叫《繁花》，那个里面有一句台词，我觉得特别好，能够诠释我们的这个想法啊。这个你能翻译吗？啊 ，Let me try 啊。我必须用上海话来表达啊，就是这个爷叔对阿宝说啊，做生意不在于赚多少铜钿，而是在于啥人活得长。Doing business is not about who earns the most money, but who survived the last. 所以说这一点，这个点是我们一直坚守的一个点。好，谢谢。
Now it's clear, yeah. Okay.
谢谢刚才两位。就是我觉得，就是刚才焦莹说的呢，其实，我觉得和某种意义上和我们的这个逻辑也是相通的。那么，但是我想说一点，就是可能他们并没有说出来的东西。那么，除了这个价格不是唯一的东西呢，我认为现在就是，当然了，价格也是很重要的东西啊，很重要的一个因素。但是很多租赁公司呢，我觉得现在不仅仅是利润来源，它不仅仅是来源于这个价格，因为价格只代表利率的这么一个高低。很多租赁公司呢，它其实现在它的业务模式也很多样化。那么包括可能我所知道的有一些租赁公司，它可能会在船价高的时候，它可能会出售一些船舶，自有的投资的这个船舶，来获取利润，补偿到这个我们利润当中去。那么这个虽然说你表面的利率很低，但是它通过出售这种船舶的这种模式，那么获得一些船舶的这个投资的这个收益，这个是某一些租赁公司会做的一些业务模式。那么其次呢，它也可以就是说在租赁交易当中带着一些比较优质的这个租约去出售这些租赁资产，那么通过租赁资产交易来获取一些利润，那么对租赁公司的这个形成一些利润的这个补充。那么这些呢，都是我认为就是可能在这个 pricing 以外的一些东西，那么这个是值得很多租赁公司可能去考虑的。那么租赁公司当考虑清楚这些问题以后，那么他就会觉得这个 pricing 可能不仅仅是唯一的一个问题了，那么他可能会通过不同的路径、不同的方式去获取到利润，补充到公司的利润表上，那么让公司的资产负债表、利润表体现出多元化的这个收入，而不是仅仅依靠于这个一个价格的问题来比拼大家的这个能力的强弱。谢谢。
Short answer: 99% no, 1% yes. Because the margin part is already unprecedented low, I don't think there's much room for us to, decrease the margin. But, never say never. So maybe I left the 1% chance, for good client at a good time, at a good case. Yeah, that's it. Very short answer.
Okay, I think we only have 5 minutes left, so I ask the last question before we conclude. It's a very simple question. Because China economy has been slowing down over the past few years, and people were wondering how will that affect the leasing market, especially for the international ship owners, the international leasing market. So, what is your view?
Actually, so in public place, we cannot say we are slowing down for the Chinese economy. But from my personal perspective, I think this is kind of a positive thing for shipping business. Because you can see lots of banks come back, Chinese banks come back to the ship financing market. You may ask why. Because they cannot find many proper sub-industries to lend. But this is maybe not a good thing for leasing company. We are not competing each other, but also with, even for our parent banks, the branches are competing with our leasing companies. But leasing company I think is still a key factor, key role in the shipping industry. We still have plenty of strengths and advantages rather than conventional banking finance. And the efficiency is one thing, and we can cover the whole period, since from the SPC signing date to the maybe the tenor is longer than traditional banks, and we have I think more like open-minded than those second-hand ships, and because we have more expertise in shipping, and we can have a deeper knowledge about the life cycle about the ship, and whether we can accept a scrapping steel price for the residual value. And I think, of course, we have bankers here today, and we are bearing the same perspective. And also, if in the future we may encounter some fluctuation or downside about the market, and to dispose those non-performing assets and non-performing ships, leasing will also have advantage than the bank. The banks they have to run the process of to auction those ships, and things happened before. Even for our branches, we ask leasing companies cooperative to participate in the auction about their bad assets. Leasing still, because in the leasing structure, we are the ship owner about the ship, not a mortgage or collateralization about the ship. So when you deal with some of the illiquid vessels, and we can act faster than, yeah. And I would believe China, no matter the shipbuilding industry and the leasing industry, will still act a very active and I think helpful, supportive role in the global transition about the ship to the green ships in the future, I think.
Sure. The shipping industry is a global one, I think. So we ask for the best of the world. We can not only see the Chinese economy, we should see the global sea trade, the global trade routes. So that's the key elements we should focus on. So on that side, we always feel very, very confident in the future. And another very interesting side is from our HR department. You know, maybe there was some problem in Chinese economy. So our HR department really enjoy a very good time this year. They received 20 times CVs from the college, which means we can build, we can recruit more very good students from the college, from the university to join our team, and continue to provide a very professional, very efficient services to our clients and to our friends. That is all I want to say. Thank you.
我认为那个中国经济这个放缓，其实对租赁公司影响其实还会比较有限。那么首先我们认为就是中国政府近期可能也会推出一系列的这个货币政策和财政政策来刺激这个经济。那么中国政府应该是有信心把那个 GDP 的增长，然后达到它预期的这个设定目标。那么另外一个我认为就是刚才提到了就是航运呢，其实它是一个全球性的这个产业。那么很多客户，包括就是船东，它其实都是海外的。那么作为这么一个全球性的行业来讲，那么其实中国经济，首先我并不认为会放缓，但是如果说它即使放缓，可能对航运或者说对租赁公司的影响，也是相对有限的啊。
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Zhang Jun that slow down, but we can find out that not will take place, but some stimulus package already, took place, and there will be a very important meeting this Friday, held by the Chinese government. Some media predict that there will be some bigger package take out. Some media call it bazooka, but since the bazooka is not loaded yet, we can also find there is a rebound in the third quarter data. So I believe in the resilience of the Chinese economy. So I'm confident in the Chinese economy and confident in shipping leasing business, and please confident to Chinese economy, Chinese shipping companies, and confident to AVIC Leasing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chinese, I think, Minister of Finance, I think, will have a news announcement on Saturday, this Saturday. Why they want to announce that on Saturday? Because they want to monitor the outcome of election in the United States. And there's a high, I think, expectation. They will announce some large fiscal, I think, stimulation on Saturday. Let's wait and see that.
Okay, thank you. I would like to conclude the session by inviting each one of you to do a final pitch to the audience. Why should a ship owner come to you to finance their vessel? What's your value proposition? Each one or two sentences. But I would like to start first. Okay, so just one or two sentences. For NorthCape, we have been in the sectors for more than 12 years. We placed about more than 20 billion already since we started. So our track record state our capabilities. So if there's any ship owner interested to source funding in China, please come to us.
Here at last, my call is, I think the market is huge enough for everybody, for every leasing companies, because we are experiencing a green transition period, and most of the ship owners in the world, they are upgrading and their fleet. And yeah, let us know. I don't know how many ship owners are there in this conference. Let us know your plan, and we can work out the best offering to you guys.
I should conclude as 3 follows. Follow the client, follow the market, follow the trend. That is the philosophy of CMB. And we will be very keen, very likely to continue our cooperation with all the friends from this industry. Thank you.
对于普银租赁来讲，在座的4个租赁公司呢，我们是起步航运这个时间是最晚的。我想在座的这个3位呢，其实对于普银租赁来讲都是我们的大哥。对我们来讲，我们以后应该向你们也是多学习。那么通过学习你们的这个经验，学习你们的方式，那么来大家共同促进。那么就像刚才那个柏林也讲了，就是百花齐放才是真的春天。大家可以一起共同努力，做好航运的这个融资，服务好我们共同的客户。
What's this question again?
Just do your pitch about
different types of answers. I think the answer to the question is I think 4 words: experienced, assiduous, dedicated. What's the rest? Let me think about it. efficiency. I think that's forward, I suggest my clients or counterparties to come to AVIC Leasing. What did you say? Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm going to say. But not only AVIC Leasing, but also my peers. Our job is not to, just grab as bigger the slice of the cake, but our job is to make the cake bigger. So we're in the same boat. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.